All right. What an open mic. And have we traveled or have we traveled? Let me say. I'm going to introduce Karen Pierce Gonzalez, a longtime supporter of the venue. She's brought people here, new poets, and it's always been a lot of fun to experience the voices. She's introduced myself and others too. She's going to be reading Speak Up, Speak Out, a chapbook of poems on social injustice, currently under consideration by a California publisher. An award winning poet, artist, and journalist, her publishing credits include 5 chapbooks, each with a different publisher, 5 poetic librettos, art poetry hybrid collections, 2 performance poetry presentations, 2 fringe festival short plays, and 2 micro chaps. And in the write up, I'll have a link to her link tree. It's a great voice, wondrous and magical. And I'm so glad to have you here. Without further ado, then, the greatest and wonderful presentations that have happened here are going to be repeated this evening with you as our feature. So let me mute me and turn the mic to you, my friend.
Thank you, my friend, and thank you for hosting, and Tommy and David and everybody else who makes this happen week after week after week. I'm so impressed with what you give to the rest of us. So tonight I want to read to you, as was pointed out, Speak Up, Speak Out, Poems of Social Injustice. And the California publisher is going to publish it this spring. It will be released in a series called 4 in 1, book 10 of that series. Now, real quickly, because these are poems of social injustice, in reference to content warning, guess what? There's going to be some references, soft references to violence. So just be apprised of that. Mr. Shimizu, his empty blue chair overlooks the creek between us. Good morning, I call out to the shadow of his memory. A small framed man whose only crime was to have been born in Japan. To have been born in Japan. Raised in California, forcibly deported as danger to a Machi internment camp, he barely survived Colorado's high altitude sweltering summers, bittered cold winters. As he boarded the train, 1 suitcase in hand, he waved to his American children, told them not to worry, smiled. He'd be back. Every August thereafter, in cotton kimono, this Shinto Buddhist elder led Obon Odori festivals of song and dance to welcome ancestors and strangers alike. And he stood all day at local fundraisers, serving teriyaki chicken and sweet bean paste buns to curious onlookers who sampled and stared at his hands. Still shaking from the past, they spoke a wordless language only the wrongly imprisoned could understand. Alice Hong had a son, not too tall, not so kind, not so obliging, who calls the upstairs neighbors lazy people can't even clean their own mess. He doesn't like them pushing autumn leaves over the balcony, his silent mother sweeping up without complaint. He wishes she would pound the broom on the ceiling and yell, "Why are we always put on the bottom floor, so close to the storm gutter, clogged to the rim with everyone else's garbage?" Texas cottonwood. My soft gray lumber walled this Black American church, a home you bastards burnt, not to resurrect, but to bury in ashes. Breastfed on blood, distilled from shackling, stolen people, thorn yoked in cages, you lit torches and sang, hell no, you aren't free. Hell no, you aren't free. My smooth branched roof charcoals the ground. A young artist scours now, gathering to his slave descendant chest braised bits of bone, chipped teeth, seared splinters of a hope, to build an altar, syllable by syllable, from beloved family names, now forever out of your filthy reach in my chapel of my yellow-green canopy. Knee to your American black throat. Slammed face down onto the sidewalk, can't breathe, can't get up onto your feet when rolled out like asphalt. Tar and feathered skin still bubbling, sticky hot beneath the weight of white privileged roadways through picket fenced suburbs. Rose-colored glasses in every kitchen, a birthright comfort to not see. The rise of steaming gases from poached black bodies in a labyrinth of scalding vats. Emmett Till, Breonna Taylor, George Mumford, boiling, 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 not for their sins, but for ours. About this next poem. The number of unsolved crimes against Native American women in North America is 10 times higher than that of the national average. We speak their names. When silent, we are planets apart in a galaxy bursting with ballistic gases and bloated solar winds that wipe away the moons of Native American women as if they were reservation problems. Without a word from us, their murdered or missing lives are now eclipsed because we cannot stand the shame of knowing we said nothing. Pepita Red Hair, Mona Lisa Two Eagle, once orbited among us the diamond dust of bright white stars. His Wild West epigram. Jesus, he was a handsome man. E. Cummings, Buffalo Bill. Trotting into the sunset with your rodeo rider was supposed to be easy, just like it looked on TV and unlike anything your immigrant mother had ever known. Raised in the new world, soil rich with possibility, you fell in love with a blue-eyed wrangler who could toss a cow in seconds, eagerly followed the clip-clop of his steed's hoofs, trampling freshly seeded ground of this bronco romance. Like steer he roped, you swooned in his arms, sun-scorched, before they became weapons. Didn't think he'd keep you tied up. After hours, museum statues of bare-breasted women stoned into silence, silenced by stone, cramped in candlelit corners, drip tears for cracked ribs, broken limbs, waxy ghost arms and legs puppet dance with shadows from the rafters. Red-winged blackbirds swoop down, build nests in the braids of their once henna'd hair. The next two are double charitas. Ornamental children hang from private club ceilings. Oil wick lamps in small, hungry hands light rooms of plenty. Chained, they coronet man-made thrones and choke on cigar circles of smoke. School shootings by the dozen, children bullet bleed into puddles. Politicians, fingers on the triggers, step around. Crowbars of gun control can pry loose their grip of greed, selfish and rotting among us. Enough. What good now, this holding of a gun, barreled, emptied, this holding of a tiny life draped limply in arms, weary from defending? We defeat nothing, cannot even protect dream sprouts of shelter shattered by bombs. Survival stories drone scratched in rubble, licked clean by forked tongues of war. Cold-blooded fangs marked the hunt, dribbled saliva on dead-skinned babies. Ukraine's Yanas and Olas, Palestine's Noors and Yosefs, branded as beasts to slaughter because we have no heart and cannot stop ourselves. Cobblestones. Chisel forced into form, pounded into place among others. We paved the city's first east-west street, shadow cold at dawn. Holy heels tap, tap, tap on our chilled gray granite as pastors and priests walk to and from church, and when they run to meet after sermon, mistresses lay bare on their backs across ours. Beneath such heat, the stench of horse dung rises. Trapped below, we sweat. My faith is gone. Don't believe in a God that disconnects my 911 calls or puts them on hold because police respond after he's choked my mother. And I don't trust neighbors who know my cries for help. Nothing now can rock me to sleep. And the final poem, which is 3 parts. No longer whole. 1. In the ark, there are 2 of me. One domestic, the other untamed by Noah of the one God, or any deity who threatens with wrath. My docile self, scared to stand out, am in steerage, where ankle-deep slosh wastewater won't drain, won't suit her, tethered to me only by thin strands. DNA twisted by lightning whip commands, severed the budding of our one body, one soul. 2. The link between is fragile. She scoffs at ark rules, refuses to follow those that will yoke her. Hush, I scold to keep her safe from the exile that befalls the stubborn among us. But she will not abide tabernacle tradition and climbs out of the corral, does not want to be saved by biblical tales that outlive their own truths. Seasick, I cannot stop her. 3. On her brave march to the galley, merciless winds slap her body, pull away what's left of our common cord. Freed, my other leans over the bow's wooden ledge. Her soft good night, a lullaby we once sang together, reaches me moments after her dive. Still penned in, I weep, her melody ringing in my ears. Thank you.
Give her a round. There we go.
Yay! Thank you, thank you,
Wow,
thank
marvelous
you,
reading.
thank you.
Bravo,
Such a
Karen.
beautiful political poems.
Wow.
Thank
Cool.
you.
Be sure you
great,
check. Be
Karen.
sure you check the chat. There's some nice comments there.